guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariam and welcome to Healthy Habits. I'm so happy that you're here. What kills happiness the most? That's what we're gonna talk about, so I'm happy that you're here. Happiness, in my eyes, is something that it's an emotion that you feel happiness, yes, but you feel happiness first with yourself. Not other people around you, not your external environment, but your internal environment. That's what makes you happy the most. And it's the hardest because you need to put the work in because it's internal. We tend to think that when we hit that amount of financial goal, or when we have that house, that car, that what else, materialistic things you want to have, we tend to think that it will be enough for happiness and that's it. But, that's good for short term. Don't get me wrong. You need to be, financially stable, especially if you have a family, or if you want in the future to have a family. Don't get me wrong. Those things are important, but it will make you happy in a short term. For a long term, it needs to come within yourself. I have another episode about gratitude and how it's related to happiness. I'm going to link it below. Actually, I have 2 videos, so I'm not going to go into it. But with few words, if I can explain it to you, that gratitude helps to just be grateful for the things that you're grateful for become the reason why you're just a happier person. Let's say if I'm grateful for today, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my family's health, for my close ones' health. Those things, because thanks to it, I am becoming more and more happy in a long term, because that's the reason. The things that I'm grateful for become the reason why I'm overall a happier person. Now, I'm not telling you that it's easy. I'm not telling you that, once you're grateful and that's it, you don't need to work on it. No, every single day you need to work on it. Every single day I train my mind to be grateful. How I do it? It's wherever one phrase that I tell myself, or I write things down, whatever it works for you. Every morning I'm trying to literally, well, at this point it's like on autopilot, but at first I was forcing myself. I was writing down just one thing. It doesn't need to be 10 pages if you don't have time, but just one thing I am grateful for, and whatever you want to fill that blank. And with time you feel more happy, and it's proven, guys. It's not me who's telling you. It's proven that gratitude is related to happiness. So now that we are clear what actual happiness is, now what kills it? When do you don't feel happy? Why? Well, there can be lots of reasons, but this video is going to be about one specific topic, which is going to be repetition. Repetition kills happiness. I'm going to tell you what I mean. If you do the same thing all over again, you have the same breakfast, the same coffee at the same, your coffee at the same time, your chores you do at the same time, everything at the same time. So you're in your routine and it's repetitive all over again. Imagine the whole year you do the same thing. You don't try something new. You don't switch things up. It kills your happiness with time, because you're doing the same thing. As humans, as nature, it's our nature, when we do something, even if we enjoy it first, it first is exciting, right? Having a new morning routine, let's say, it's exciting. You're like, oh my God, I didn't used to write down what I'm grateful for, and now that I do, and you do it every single morning, let's say, it gets boring. It gets repetitive. That's why at first I was writing down. Now I'm telling to myself, and maybe in few weeks, month, I'm going to go back to writing what I'm grateful for. Because if I've done it all year, every single morning, let's say at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., it gets repetitive. It gets boring. That's why even the great things that you do daily, in your daily healthy habits, you need to switch things up. I know that people always tell, it's important to have a morning routine. It's important to have an evening routine, whatever routine. But if you do it all over again, every single day, every single week, every single month, at the same time and in the same way, it gets repetitive. So overall, your joyness, your excitement that you felt at the beginning, it gets down and down and down. So what I would recommend is that, let's say you're like, oh, but like I'm doing healthy things. I have healthy habits in my morning routine. I work out usually at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. every single day, and I drink my water at 8 a.m. Okay, fine. But do you see how it gets boring if you do it every single day? Don't get me wrong. It's important to do those things. It's important to have just a routine that you can keep up. But doing things all over again, you'll see. If you try to switch things up, you'll see the magic. That's when you'll see. You don't know until you've tried it. It's just when you try to switch things up, even though you do the same tasks, but let's say different hours, different days of the week, it gets more exciting. You're like, oh, like last week I didn't do this on Wednesday, but today I'm doing this on Wednesday. So, you know, it's unconscious. Sometimes it's even unconscious. It's just trying new things. That's why most of us, we love going to vacations, right? Because we are going to do there things that we don't usually do when we are home, such as, I don't know, maybe waking up different hour, don't doing like day-to-day chores necessarily, 100%, all of your chores. I don't know, you don't necessarily pick up your kids that morning because your kids are with you on that vacation, so you do other things. So that's why it's exciting. That's why it's exciting to travel, because you're going to do new things. You're going to get out of your routine. You're going to do things that you don't usually do. Now, I'm not telling you to travel every single day or, you know, travel often. You don't need to spend money to switch things up. I'm not telling you that you need to spend money or, you know, travel every single weekend or every single month. No, you don't need to spend money to switch up your routines. It can be literally like, I don't know, the breakfast. Let's say breakfast. You usually eat at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Now you're trying to switch it up. You're like trying to eat a little bit later, or trying to switch your breakfast to now. Don't get me wrong. I love my cottage cheese every single morning before my actual breakfast. So my breakfast, it's my actual, like a bigger meal of the day, because I want to give my body time to digest before it's late. So usually my breakfasts are my biggest meal. And before breakfast, before 12 a.m., not 12 a.m., before 12 p.m., eat my cottage cheese, which I love. It's a good source of protein. Usually I would put bananas, blueberries, and chia right in it. And sometimes I'll put only blueberries. Sometimes I'll put only bananas. Sometimes, you know, I'll put both. My breakfast didn't change, but what's in it did change. So it makes my brain and myself to feel, I'm eating something different, which is basically the same, or other fruits. You can, you know, try yourself. Which fruits do you like with cottage cheese? Because I know you either love it or hate it. So for me, it took some time to love it. But so do you see where I'm going? Like, I'm not telling you to change completely your life, your schedule, and no. Just doing things, even if it's a little bit different. It can be as simple as drinking your cup of coffee with different cups. It can be as simple as that, because when you wake up, right? Most of us wake up, we drink we make our coffee with the same cup, the same hour, same, all over again. But when you switch things up, even your cup, you're like, oh, okay, that's exciting. I love my holiday cups. Just because it's exciting, you get in a mood. You're like, oh, today I'm drinking with my, Santa Claus mug instead of regular mug, because we're approaching holidays by the time that I film. So it's the littlest thing. You don't need to spend money. You don't need to do these these crazy things if you don't want to. Now, if you can do, that's why it's important to to have new experiences. If you can do it, if you can travel often, by all means, you do you. But that's not the reality of most of us. So that's why in your routine, you can change things up to feel more excitement, to feel more joyful. As now, my example of coffee, maybe it's basic for you, but it works. It works because it's still a change. It's not your usual routine. Sometimes in the morning, I'll drink my coffee. Sometimes in the morning, I'll drink my tea instead of coffee, and then I'll drink my coffee. just because, so I can feel that, oh, usually I don't drink tea, but today I did. Feels good. Unconsciously, it's like you did something that you didn't do yesterday or the day before. It's something new. Even as small as it is, it's something new. So if you're like, oh, like I do the same things all over again and I don't feel joyfulness, I don't feel happiness, and you're like, why I don't feel those kind of things. Now I know that there's lots of reasons like how you can feel more happiness, but today it's only about repetition. We're going to talk about other things. Gratitude also, I have videos, so if you want to watch it, but those two things are the most important to feel happiness. Because even if you're grateful, that's a good start. We all should be grateful regardless. We all should be grateful. But if you do again the same tasks, the same chores, the same things all over again, you will feel not as happy and as excited. So that's why for me, changing things up, it's huge. Even let's say you're going to work in your car, you listen to the same music. If one day you try to listen to a podcast or other type of music or something that is interesting, actually your drive distance, your driveway gonna be much more enjoyable than if you listen the same thing all over again. I know when you get obsessed with something, whether it's song, I think most of us, we listen it all over again. We want to share it. We do it all over again, and it can get, but if you do it all over again, even if you love it, it will get repetitive, and we won't feel the same, like the same excitement that you felt before. It's the same if you're working out. If you are, I don't know, if you're working out, now I know that some people change their workouts, every single week. Some people wait a little bit. Some people like do literally the same workouts like the whole year. Now, in my opinion, now you can ask to a personal trainer, but what I do is I do like 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. Usually it's 8 weeks because I love my exercises. But after 8 weeks, like if I don't switch things up, if I don't at least change one exercise 8 weeks with progressive overload, of course. But if I don't switch things up, it's going to get boring for me to go to a gym. It's going to get boring for me to do those exercises. So I always try to change things up. The workout clothes. I know that we all often hear, especially, we see memes, right? That if you have a good outfit, gym outfit, like you're gonna work out, you're gonna want to work out more. And that's true also if you wear the same thing. Now, I'm not telling you to spend money. Maybe you already have those outfits and you don't wear it because you think like, oh, like, why? It makes difference. It makes difference. It makes you feel more put together. It makes you feel like, today I'm wearing a new outfit, or another outfit. Doesn't need to be new. Another outfit, and whatever you have, I'm sure, go look up, especially if you're a girl, go look up into your closet. And if you don't have, that's completely fine. You can maybe change your exercise, your type of exercise, or the time that you go to the gym. Even timing, it can have a huge impact. Me filming those videos, sometimes I feel another day, sometimes I feel another, like, I don't usually film the same day every single time, just so, again, repetition kills happiness. So this one, today it was a short one, but I would just wanting to share it with you. So maybe you can try yourself and see if it helps you or not. If it does, please come back and comment on this video because I would love to know. Happiness is something that, again, it needs to come within. Even if you switch up your routines, even if you're more grateful, which can help to be happy internally. Happiness is something that unfortunately we can't feel 24/7. And it's human to not feel happiness. If one day you woke up and you feel literally like too much is going on, like I don't know how to handle, I don't know why I'm not feeling happy, just know that it's normal. We all have those days. There is not one person that is happy 24/7. It's completely normal. It's just an emotion. What about other emotions? Happiness is an emotion that we'd love to have every single day, and I wish that for you. But unfortunately, you will have other emotions that are not that great as happiness. What is important is how you deal once you have other emotions than happiness. Because when you have happiness, you don't need to deal with it. You're just happy, right? But when you feel sad, you're like, oh, why am I sad? When you're happy, you're not like, why am I happy, right? Because you're happy. That's what we always want. That's what we always seek. But when we're sad, we are asking ourselves those whys. Why am I sad? Why am I angry? Why am I depressed? Once you feel the sadness, the emotion of sadness, ask yourself how you can improve it. Because getting rid of completely of those emotions, we can't, because they're usually more stronger. When we have a happiness, we don't want to get rid of. Why? Now, I'm not telling you that you should be sad, and let it go. No. Once we're sad, we need to ask ourselves why or how. When I'm sad, why I have this thing here? I hope it wasn't there the whole filming. It was a sunlight. And I was like, why I'm seeing... Anyway, I hope it wasn't here. But anyway, so what I was telling, about sadness and happiness. And once we are sad, it's important to ask yourself what you do. When I am sad, or I don't feel happiness, or I don't feel like myself, of course, gratitude helps to just remind myself, hey, you are healthy, your family is healthy, you are breathing, it's another day, let's have an amazing day. And it instantly makes me feel whatever my thoughts are doing to myself, or wherever, my external environment that I don't have control has done to me, I'm like, but everything is okay. It doesn't matter those things. What matters is my health and health of others. Other things, I'll take care of it. Other things with time will get better. Another thing, reading books, working out, even if you're sad, even if you don't feel like it. Because guess what? After a workout, you'll always feel better than you were feeling before. And I know that it's hard to, when you feel sad, you're like, oh, is it really the time to go and work out? I don't feel like it. I don't want to go. I don't want to see people. I am sad. But when you force yourself to do something that you know at the end of the day it's going to be good for you, you feel different afterwards. The hardest part is to push yourself when you don't feel like it. But once you're there, once you do your workout, once you listen to your favorite music or podcast, afterwards you feel better. You feel proud of yourself mostly because you've done something that initially you didn't want to do, but you knew that it's good for you. So yes, happiness is good, but we have other feelings. And how you can improve happiness, as I've talked about in this video, try to switch things up and you'll see huge difference. Anyway, guys, today was a short one, but right to the point, I hope. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this episode helped you to realize and see another perspective, about the subject. And again, here we are talking about topics that are not talked enough. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and also ring the bell so you don't miss any healthy habit. Before I go, per usual, don't forget, don't give up for just one more day. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.